It's hot. I think we have 65% humidity. Remember that. I think it's 95, 97 with a heat index of 109. I just got back from Aldi's. My budget was $100. I spent $103.36. So let's see what I got. Let's see, where should we start? Okay, they had mushrooms on sale. Sometimes I use these as a replacement for meat, like season them Greek style and put them in a Greek salad, or season them like chicken and put them in a Caesar wrap. I got 2 of those. And these are one of the few things, there's another one. These are one of the few things that are gluten-free. They're coconut, they probably have some palm oil in them too, but to have a little treat when it's cold. I got celery just because if I want to make potato salad or maybe on the ants on a log. If y'all haven't had that, let me know. I can teach you how to make it. I decided to try these. Has anybody tried these? These cereal's always wonderful when it's hot outside. These I love. They have pepitas in them. I mix them with walnuts because they're too sweet for me by themselves. But oh, cashews, almonds, and pumpkin seeds. I got a can of black olives because I wasn't sure if we had any, and Amanda's coming to visit tomorrow. I like dill relish in some things. I like sweet relish in some things. So I got one of these. $1.69. I'm trying to stay away from fried, just to be a little more healthy. So I got these, and if my stomach does act up, this is one of the dry things that my stomach likes. And being gluten-free, at the time, I didn't think that I was going to go to another store. So I got their gluten-free bread. I will tell you, probably need to keep it in the refrigerator if you don't eat a lot of it or you're not using it for multiple people. And it's good for toast. Like today, it might be good for a sandwich. Once it's in the refrigerator, it starts to get kind of hard. And I did take my drink with me. I also got these because they looked really good. Which, now that I'm looking at it, I have almost the same thing in the cabinet, but these are a little different. These have the raspberry in them, but I could throw those in my bag or in my purse and have one in case I get to the point that I'm going to a store and I really should eat something before I go to the store so I don't make bad decisions. Anyway, that's 2 bags. This was not on the list, but I thought I was going to get it and try it because I'm going to try and stay away from soda pop, the root beer soda pop, because it has so many calories in it, and because I like to put the Ripple creamer in it to make like a dirty root beer float type drink. I'm hoping this has good root beer taste to it. I got 2 cans of cream and mushroom soup because you never know. There really wasn't a list. There was mustard, olive oil, baking soda was on the list. I'm going to use some of the baking soda to clean the drain. Vinegar and baking soda. I did also need these. What I did was I got 2 in water. These will stay up here. Come. And I got 2 in oil, and those will go downstairs. If, heaven forbid, that we have, you know, some kind of catastrophe. My family lived through Hurricane Ike. We were in Indiana, but Hurricane Ike was so strong it came all the way up into southern Indiana, and we lived without electricity for a week. Those extra calories would have been really nice. We would have, you know, poured them on pasta or something. We were cooking outside on the barbecue grill with charcoal. I like long grain and wild rice. Makes really easy to makes meal really easy to make. Makes a meal really easy. You need to eat. And I grabbed sugar because I used sugar when I made the cherry syrup. And if I decide to make blackberry syrup, because blackberries runs up the other store I went to, I thought I might need more sugar. And if I don't, it'll go downstairs in the pantry. And this bag has 2 bags like this of cherries. These are, gosh, look at how red those are. Oh. So I just bought 2 bags of these a couple of days ago. Half of the bag, I think I put it in my stories, I made cherry syrup with. And I also want to make some cherry vinaigrette. I have some in the dehydrator. Amanda and I can sit down and we'll eat this in one setting. So that is my, nope, it's not. Oh my God. I get 2 butters. They were less than $3 a piece. This is the cold stuff. I just didn't get this in there. Less than $3 for the almond milk, which I'd like to start making my own oat milk, but I got 3 of these. I got black cherry, mandarin orange, key lime. It's one of the few things that Amanda can have. And then because I was feeling really dehydrated last week and it's going to be really hot, I got coconut water. Really fast way to hydrate. Use your coconut water and whatever your true lemon or true lime flavor is, except you can use half coconut water, half water. And coconut water is a great way. You don't have to add electrolytes then. So I got 4 of those, and I got some cream cheese. Don't remember what I'm using the cream cheese for, but I put it on the list. I was gonna get horseradish. Aldi's doesn't carry horseradish right now. And the other store that I went to, my hip started hurting, and I was like, I'm not staying. Let me know in the comments where you shop and how much you get for $103.62. Orchard View cherries. These are the most beautiful. Look, they're just all perfectly. Yeah, he's probably right too, but gorgeous. Taste gorgeous. They're on sale in my area for $2.99. So I've taken the stems off. I'm gonna de-seed them. Put this on this tray. I'm gonna freeze them and then get them back out, and then I'm gonna put them into the dehydrator. I've never done it this way before, but we're gonna try it. They are all pitted. Now they're gonna go in the freezer. Hopefully I can close the door and they fit up here, because really don't have to take them. I don't have to take them downstairs. Yes. Now, pits are in there. Stems are over there. I do have the fire on. We're gonna take the pits, and I'm adding 2 cups of water. 1, 2. We're going to stir this. Let the sugar dissolve. And let it boil for a little while. Then we're going to take the pits out, of course. And we're going to make homemade cherry syrup. It's going to be this beautiful dark red cherry color. I did use regular sugar because I'm making a syrup. I've never tried it with agave or honey or maple syrup or stevia or anything like that. So this is something that I wanted to turn out better than the cherry flavoring that I have in the bottle over there. Now the stems I'm gonna dry, but means I either have to get parchment paper and put holes in it because those stems are not gonna stay on the shelves in the dehydrator. Might try paper towels, but I'm gonna dry those, and then I have two possibilities. I can either then just put them away in a jar. They'll be dry. They'll keep almost forever. I can use them to make a cherry tea, sort of, with a more earthy flavor, or I can actually then soak them in vodka or bourbon and flavor that with a cherry flavor. So let me know in the comments, would you do the make for the tea or the flavored alcohol? I have chosen to try the paper towel method. Lid on. Should probably take less than 24 hours, maybe even done by tonight. It is definitely a syrup. See how thick it is on the spoon. I probably should have used 1 cup of butter, but I'm gonna turn it off, put it in a nice little jar. You can even see how glossy it is on the spoon. Thick, sticky, sweet. Not as much cherry flavor as I would like. But again, I probably should have used 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water. Okay, they've thawed, or they've been frozen, and they've thawed. It only took like an hour. I'm gonna kind of see if I can keep as much of that juice as possible. I'm gonna toss it in with the pits to make the cherry juice, and maybe it'll give it more flavor. And then these are gonna go in the dehydrator. Just like before, I put in this colander. I'm gonna scrape this down and get every bit of juice I can in there. Those are gonna thaw. The juice is gonna drain down in there, and then they'll go from here to here. Just like the blackberries, lay them out in a single, I almost said single file, in a single sheet. Doesn't matter whether you have it skin up or down, doesn't matter. I did, I don't know if you can tell, it's a little glossy. I did spray it with some extra virgin olive oil spray, just because I think that these are gonna be so sticky. I don't want them to stick to the tray. This is the last of them, and they don't look like cherries anymore. They almost look like big fat dehydrated grapes, but you want to make sure there's no moisture in them at all. You want to literally feel every single one, whether you do it as you pick them up or if you wait until you have them all gathered and you go through them. It doesn't matter. You just need to make sure that they're all dry. If any of them have moisture to it, see, I almost read that thick. If this one was still wet and pliable and I put all of them in a bag together, this would ruin the whole bag because it would mold and ruin the rest of them. So get these off of here. Come on. These are the last of the blackberries. They don't seem to stick, but again, you want to put hands on every single one because again, if they have moisture in them, you put them in a bag, in a jar, whatever you put them in, that moisture is going to ruin, that whole bag is going to mold. You can store them in any kind of container that you would like, that Ziplocs, jars, just as long as they're sealed tight. If you're going to store them for quite a long time, I dropped one, I can't let Mac get hold of it. As I was saying, if you're going to store them for any length of time, I don't even know what the time frame would be to tell you because they're dried. As long as they stay dried, they're going to be good. Thanks, Mac. Hi. Yeah, I'm in the middle of video. Could you sit down? Thank you. Could you just stay right there while I finish? You could put a silicone packet in it. I don't. I might if I was going to store them in Ziplocs. Okay, this is my second set of cherry stems. Again, I'm going to put them on a paper towel just because I don't want to chase them if they fall through. I mean, they look like they're wide enough that they wouldn't, but this is just easier. And the stems you can use, I said to make an earthy cherry flavored tea. I think they look like spider legs. I also keep my dehydrator out here in the sunroom because I don't want it to heat up the house. I actually have 2 of them, but I only have this one running right now until I get, hold on. And put those on top because they need the least amount of heat. Because then it puts the warmth and the moisture out here where there's already warmth and moisture, but it doesn't heat up the house. Again, you want to put hands on every single one of them before you put them in your jar, your Ziploc, your Mylar bags, whatever you're going to preserve them in. Make sure that they're dry. I'm not sure that I'm impressed with the dried blackberries. It seems that all that's left is the seed. So this little bit and what I already have out there. I dropped another one. I gotta get it before Mac does. Yeah. His goal is to get into the Guinness Book of World Records of either how many things can I eat that's not food, or how many times can I give Mom a panic attack because I ate something that wasn't food. So I'm not going to do as many blackberries. I'm going to use a smaller jar. Well, I so disliked the blackberries when I got them out of there that I decided not to do another set. So cherry pits. Before in this video, I used the cherry pits to make cherry syrup. I don't know if I talked about it earlier or not, is I used 2 cups of water and 2 cups of sugar in the cherry pits that I had. I think I read the recipe wrong, that it should have been measure your cherry pits, use the same amount of water, the same amount of sugar. Sorry, cherries all over my hands. This is the second set, and this is a ratio of 1 to 2. So whatever container you use to measure your cherry pits, put twice as much vinegar. You can use white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. I chose to use apple cider vinegar. You're gonna put a lid and a cap on it. Come on, work like it's supposed to. And we're gonna set it in the refrigerator 1 to 2 days at least before you use it, but to make it to have more cherry flavor. And I'm gonna shake mine really well because I had a lot of cherry to flash around the pit. Let's see if I can get some of that off and it'll make it more cherry. But I'm going to leave this in the refrigerator probably for at least a week, and then I'll get it out and try it. And these cherry pits that I used to make the cherry syrup, I've dried them because I'm not gonna use them right away. There's a couple in here that aren't dry, but what I'm gonna do, you can reuse them. I'm going to, I don't know if I'm gonna get bourbon or vodka, one or the other. You want to get at least a mid-grade alcohol. You don't want one that's just got so much bite to it that that's all you're gonna get. Something that you would drink, and the pits will go in the alcohol, and then they take like 3 weeks to a month before it really infuses the flavor. So now we're going to make an infused liquor. So we've got, so far we've got we made a cherry syrup. We are making an infused vinaigrette. We got to eat the cherries. We have dried cherries that came out of the dehydrator that we can use later. You just re-soften them with warm water. You can even put them on the stove and pull the heat underneath it. And we're gonna make a cherry pit liqueur. So for $1.99 a pound, you can get a lot out of your cherries. So I'm not gonna keep you to do this one too, because I don't have the alcohol to do that tonight. Thank you so much for coming along. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you liked that we made. Are there other things that you would make with the cherries? Would you just slice them up and put them in the freezer? Do you use a cherry pitter? Because I didn't on the second batch and my hands are a mess. What do you make with your cherries? I'm also thinking of, depending on how much I have left in the fridge, maybe making some cherry preserves. I think I'm gonna do the blackberries and do blackberry preserves because I'm not happy with the dried ones at all. I might freeze some cherries, but there's so much that you can do with cherries and fruit, and it's in season right now. Use what's in season, buy what's in season, and let me know what fruits are in season in your area and what are you gonna make with them. As Amanda always says, remember you are the magic. And as I always say, remember you are blessed to be a blessing. Thank you so much. We appreciate each and every one of you. See you next time.